He said the biggest practice they have in Washington, D.C. is government fraud. And he said the amount of fraud that's happening is unbelievable. And so what we have is huge amounts of I don't even like the word overspend because that's not really what we're doing. We're actually the huge amounts of government fraud that going to programs that are not doing what they're designed to do needs to stop.
Well, you made a really important point about hidden taxes, and you're 100% right. They're hidden. Everybody's paying tax, and it's because of this fraud. But in the private sector, if you have fraud, Bernie Madoff was a fraud, and there were people who went and got as much of that money back as they could. When there's government fraud, nobody ever goes to get the money back.
And that's one of the biggest points that I'm pointing out to members of Congress. You know, we're concerned about the money that hasn't been spent yet, but we need to investigate the money that's been already gone out the door, where it's gone, who it's gone to, and being able to go back and claw back that money. And people need to go to prison for it. I can tell you right now that in one bill, they had $60 billion in environmental justice money. $60 billion. I'm going to give you the equivalent of that. That is the market capitalization of Ford Motor Company when they were prosperous, that hired over 100,000 people and millions of small businesses. That is the equivalent of more than 2,000 Black Wall Streets. You heard a lot about that. And we wouldn't even be talking about poverty with Black people. But where did that $60 billion go? No one knows. It went to NGOs that have no ties to the African-American community. Another one, we spent $8 billion to build 7 electric charging stations. We spent $53 million on 1 electric school bus. That's not government waste. That is government fraud. If we went down and looked at all the government fraud that's happening, our budget would probably be half of what we have right now. And so we have to have those members of Congress that's willing to say no more and investigate and put people in prison. Until we put people in prison,